Hey there, I'm Christy Wilhelmi from Gardenerd, and you might be wondering why I'm sitting next to a box fan. Well, today's video is all about winnowing. Winnowing is the process of separating the seed from the chaff. The chaff being what you want to get rid of. It's the biomass that grew the seed. And when you are seed saving, this is an important skill to have. Okay, for this process, you're going to need a couple of things. First of all, 2 buckets, a small bucket, a bigger bucket, and then either a trough like this or a tarp will work. And of course, you're going to need the seeds that you plan to separate, and then if you want to use modern technology, a box fan. Let's get started. The science behind winnowing is this. Chaff, the biomass that grew the seed, is lighter than the seed itself. So if you have a stiff breeze that's consistent and you're pouring the seeds from one bucket in the air gently to another bucket on the ground, the chaff will catch the breeze and blow away, while the seed, being heavy, will fall into the bucket. This works for most seeds, but not all. Some seeds like quinoa and amaranth are really light, and you want to use a different process than this. Otherwise, you'll end up with quinoa volunteering all over your front walkway when you try to use a box fan. Just speaking from experience. Anyway, so in the old days, we had the breeze. You can still do that if you don't want to use electricity, but now with modern technology, we have the benefits of this box fan. Let's start with separating the seeds as best you can to prepare them for winnowing. Let's start with this dill I'm going to be using. So the seeds here are brown and dry, which is the perfect state for saving seeds. But you can see they're attached to their stems and all of this other biomass that's going to get in the way of having clean seed unless we winnow. So you basically are taking this, dumping it into a bucket and just massaging the seed head so that all this seed comes off. To get seeds off of the seed head, it's a little different for each type of seed, but these are umbel seeds and so they come off pretty easily. Some seeds like wheat and some grain seeds, you actually have to use a thresher or bash them against the, beat them with a stick or run over them with your car. So when you're done, you'll see there's all of this biomass and all the seeds came off. So it's already pretty clean. But you can see here that there is still some chaff here that needs to be cleaned off. And that's where winnowing comes in handy. I'm going to continue removing as many seeds as I can by hand into this bucket, and then we will do the winnowing process. We're going to need to clean this a little bit more before putting it away for storage. Because if you leave the chaff in place, you may end up breeding bacteria or fungus on your stored seed, and that can rot the seed eventually. So the idea is to get it as clean as possible before storing it. Let's do that now. If you have a box fan with multiple settings, start with the lowest setting, because if you start on your highest, you may lose all your seed. You can always increase the speed of your fan if the chaff isn't blowing away. You may have to repeat the process a few times to get all of your seeds clean. And in the end, sometimes there's just some stubborn chaff. That means you have to go through and pick it out by hand. But the process of winnowing makes this job a lot easier. So in the end, you have really nice, clean seed that you get to store for next year's use. If you find that there's too much chaff left in your seeds after this process of winnowing, you might want to try some seed screens, but that's a topic for another video. If you like this video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to find out when our next video comes online. Consider becoming a Patreon subscriber to support all the free stuff that we do here at Gardenerd, and check out our books at gardenerd.com for all kinds of information on how to grow and save seeds. Happy gardening!